Hi guys, I'm Mama Bear to Many. I am mom to 14 children. 12 of those children still live here at home. So we are constantly having food in our house, going through food. And today what I'm going to do is I've made up the first parts of baked beans, and I'm going to can my baked beans so that I can take them for going on a picnic or something like that. Or cookouts or whatever, so they'll just be quick and easy. So these are going to be all ready, like eat from the jar if you needed to, baked beans. So we have a roaster. This is cut up homegrown bacon. So I cut that up and I sauteed that with onions and just the bacon. So we have the roaster, and then I have two Instapots. The other one has the bacon on the bottom. Two Instapots with the bacon on the bottom. So just what I have right here right now is beans and all of these, and the bacon and onions and all of these. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some chopped onion to all of these. I'll give you the recipe at the end, and the recipe that I'm going to give is just going to be for like a regular batch of baked beans, because most people, I understand, are not going to be doing the amount that I'm doing right here for baked beans. And to be honest, I'm just kind of like eyeballing it, but I do have a recipe for everyone. Actually, let me just read it here. So what I would do is I would have a yogurt container of beans, and I would cook those beans. So for every yogurt container, you want, let's see, about 1/4 cup of onion. And then I have some garlic. I have two kinds. This is what I had last year. This is what I have here. We actually have garlic scapes that are starting to get ready in the garden. Let me grab a spoon. They're starting to get ready, so we can't wait to start making garlicky stuff with that. So our garlic lasted all year, mostly. So I'm going to do about 2 tablespoons per yogurt cup, which obviously I have a lot more than that here. So I'm going to use the rest of this jar here. And then I'll probably use this one up too, just because I have so many beans in these. Alright, so we got our onion, we got our garlic. We are going to do our molasses. So I buy organic molasses sometimes, but for big batches like this, I use this big old tote from Sam's Club. I think it's like $13, $14 maybe for this. So I am going to do 1/2 cup per container of molasses. So obviously I'm going to do a lot more than that for this because I have lots of quarts. I think this big one is like 8 quarts of dry beans, and then each of these two are 2 quarts. So in each of these I'm doing about 1 cup. You can always afterwards taste it and see how you like it or how you don't like it, or what you need to add. So I'm also going to add ketchup. So it is about 2 cups of ketchup per quart. So that means this would be about 4 cups. I'm probably going to need more ketchup actually. I do have home canned ketchup, and I have no one in the house to go get me home canned ketchup. If I use home canned ketchup, I usually need a little bit more sugar than store-bought stuff. Alright, that's probably good. Can you grab me another ketchup or 2 when you have a chance? Alright, I'm going to let that go for a minute. Alright, she got me a home canned ketchup here, so I'm going to put that in here and then grab some more. I just need to grab an opener for that. So I'm going to grab the opener for this, as well as some brown sugar, which I might have up here. And I do. Okay. So I'm going to open, I always use this thing on the canner to open the ketchup bottles. I'm gonna finish doing this here. Okay, I have some, let me see. Yeah, I probably will need that open. And then I'm gonna grab the other quart that she just brought up for my home canned stuff. See, she came just in time for me. All right, let's grab that. And then I'll probably put the rest of this bottle in. Now, because I put the bacon in there, I'm gonna wait before it's like home canned bacon. I'm gonna wait before I actually do my salt, because I'm not quite sure how much salt I'm going to need after I taste it, but I'll cook this down a little bit first. Then I'm going to add some mustard. You can use Dijon mustard, or you can use this. So for every quart of those dry beans, you want 3 tablespoons of mustard. There we go. All right. May need a little more ketchup in these, but we'll see after we start to stir it all in. And then I'm going to add brown sugar. So it's 1/4 cup of brown sugar for every quart of dried beans. Open this a little bit. There's like a hole in the middle of it instead. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the saute button on the beans there. And then I'm going to turn this one on like 350. This will go in there after I'm done. And then sometimes I like to, you do not have to add this, but sometimes I like to add this. It just gives it a little bit of a savory type flavor, I guess you could say. I don't know. But a little bit of Worcestershire sauce. So probably like a tablespoon or 2 per quart. Let's see. All right, so now I'm going to stir everything in. Let me see if I can. Could you hold that for a minute? Yeah, that'd be great. And look, a little bit downer. There we go. All right, just like that. Sorry. All right, so we're gonna stir this in. This one has the home canned ketchup in it. You can see it's starting to heat up. Looking good. Mixing all those flavors in together. This is absolutely great just to have already canned up, because then it can make an easy side so quickly. Or if you're in a rush, you come in from a day like in the pool or whatever, you can just grab some beans and grab some cornbread muffins or something like that out of the freezer. So I will be back once this is ready. Okay, so we are back. The beans are looking awesome. Look at those. Those are beautiful. And then the Instapot ones get a little more mushy than the ones in the roaster, but those are great. Now we're ready to can them. Okay, so now we are going to can up this great baked beans. I want to do 14 jars. And then we'll eat the rest for supper and maybe the next day, I'm not quite sure. So I'm just gonna fill it up to the top, leaving head space. Remember, these beans are already cooked. If your beans were not cooked, you would not be doing this like this. These are all cooked. I actually like to leave a little bit larger headspace. I'm going to take some off of this one. I like to leave with packaged meals a little bit more headspace like that. Alrighty. You have to be really careful when you're doing like chili or baked beans that your lids are really well rinsed off, because these are things that tend to like boil over and not can well. I don't know, I might end up getting 21, we'll see. Because this one right here already has Alright, I'll be back when these are ready to get wiped down for canning. Okay, so now I'm just going to use a wet cloth and wipe the rings here. My daughter's giving us some light. Really scrub the tops here, because it gets... Okay, sorry, it's kind of loud at my house and my card just ran out. So we're just wiping these really well and then putting the lids and the rings on. And I ended up doing 14, and then I have, let's see if I can show it, that right there, this right here for supper. So I have 14 quarts that we did, and then we have that for supper, and we will, oh, I didn't even show you guys. I did this off camera. Basically, you shove a knife around to make sure all the air bubbles are out before you wipe the rims. So I had done that, and then I was putting the rims on when I turned you guys back on. So I will be back once they're out of the canner. So there you have it. I just took those out of the canner, and we have 14 jars. I had them pressure canning for 75 minutes. And yeah, they're all done. They'll make some great meals.